Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. And we have a very special episode planned. We've got a very special guest. We've got the three hosts of the Who's Got Next Game podcast right here, right now. We've got Tyler, Charles, and Connor who will be joining us for a full-packed episode on everything about from Summer Gamer Fest, the gaming news that just came out this morning, and we're also going to be talking about what we want to see hit the big screen on the TV shows or movies and video games. So guys, welcome.
Dude, thanks for having us. We were, as soon as you reached out to us, dude, we were so stoked. Like, we were like, oh man, we're legit now. We're working with people. Like, this is gonna be so fun. But no, I'm excited about these topics. Summer Game Fest is super awesome. I actually didn't realize it happened until I saw a YouTube video about it. But I just looked through, everything, and I'm stoked just to talk about it all.
I was just happy that someone who is not my mom or dad listens to us. I mean, come on. Like, it doesn't get better than that. Of course we want to work with someone
Shout outs
who likes
to
our
Deanna
stuff.
and Gary.
Yeah, shout outs to my mom and dad.
I'm just happy to be here for the ride, that is.
I'm glad you're all here. I can't wait to dive into these topics. And of course, I'm sure there's heaps of people who are going to listen to your podcast because guys are fantastic. But before we fully get into it, you guys, we all know what happens next.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
So guys,
What an intro. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, that was so great, and it felt like, oh man, we're getting into something here. So sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My first 4 episodes was just me talking at my intro, and I was like, "No, I sound like shit. I need to, I need to do something." So that voiceover is actually a guy who is a pastor at a church who offers his services on Fiverr to do trailer intros and outros for podcasts.
That's legit.
Voice.
Side hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle.
Why is he a pastor?
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought. I was like,
They should be doing movie trailers.
Be a
I thought,
voice actor.
surely you're making more
I
coin
don't know.
doing this.
Seriously.
But that's legit. though.
But thank you guys, appreciate that. So for everyone in the audience who doesn't know, please tell us guys about your podcast, because you guys have. So this is actually your second podcast for you, Tyler.
Mhm.
But you guys, your cover is fantastic. I loved it. I found you guys on Instagram. I'm so glad you guys reached out. You reached out to want to do this collab. I've been pumped for all week for this. And you guys are only 6 episodes in, and this is your first season.
Yeah, so I started doing a fighting games podcast through Geek Freaks. Our editor Frank, he runs our whole channel. He runs our Discord stuff. He's amazing dude. Like, we love him. We appreciate all he does.
Shout out.
All we have to do is hit record, and he does everything else for us. I mean,
None
really,
of
we
us-
just
none
do
of us-
social media and all that stuff. So
And none of us know how to edit or anything like that. So Frank, we seriously thank you so much for everything you do. Because
Yep.
otherwise it'd just be us talking to mics and that's about it. No one would hear
Yeah.
it because we don't know anything technical wise.
yeah, but it all kind of started when I started up the second one. I was really thinking about it because Frank was like, "Hey man, we want to keep you on. We want you to do another podcast, even if it's just you doing something." I was like, "Nah, it's more fun doing it with people and kind of having the camaraderie of friends." And so I had asked Charles about the opportunity to record and do the podcast with me. And I've known him for a long time. We were roommates together in college, and he was one of the people I played a lot of video games with as well. So I thought it was a perfect match for that. And then after that, I was like, man, I feel like we need one more person, because the 3 dynamic is just the way to that I originated podcasting. It was through 3 people. And so I was like, man, I got to think of somebody else. And sure enough, Connor came in my head.
Yeah, and to piggy off that too, we all have different experiences playing games. We all have our areas of expertise too. So whether one of us doesn't know a certain topic or we all know a certain topic, we all just kind of glamour around and just tell stories and nostalgic feeling.
We like to make the joke that we're educational.
Well, it's going go because I said your first episode hooked me.
No,
Good.
You good. Like that's all we were trying to do, man. That's all we're trying to fish people in and get them talking about video games. That's what we want to do because we do that stuff for fun. But now it's out in the world and people can listen to us talk about video games.
And the thing is, it's definitely our roughest episode too. Like the fact that you listened to that first and that hooked you, like that means we're doing something right, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are, and that's so good. You guys have got the editor as well. You just have to record and they put everything together. Mm-hmm. I wish I had a guy that could just like, here's the file. Go ahead and do it. Send it back to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's always when you listen back to the first episode, you're like, we've improved. Yeah. We've done a lot better now.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've come a long way from the first episode. I mean, we are getting ready to start up our season 2. Starting up probably around end of July, we'll start recording for season 2. So we're really excited about that. We got tons of new topics and just, looking back, being nostalgic, but also talking about what we're looking forward to, all that good stuff. So we're just excited that we got to do our first season, kind of just celebrating the first season being out. And, we've had a couple different guests on. I had my brother-in-law and my dad were both on a podcast episode. So very excited for that. So
individual.
We also had a girl too. We had Ty's wife on too.
And my wife an episode.
Video game podcast with a girl. I think we're probably in the top 10% who've done that. So,
hey, that's good. More guests you can get, especially if it's family. I can. Well, I'll never get my dad on that episode. He's like, nah. He's like, here's my thoughts. That's it.
That's how my dad is a little bit, but I mean, he also did radio way back in the day, but so he was like, podcast, cool, I'm in. Like,
which pretty much podcast is. It's pretty much radio, but a more controlled version.
Yeah.
You're definitely on the list, Lee. We're getting you on an episode.
Definitely.
You're coming to us.
I'll punch my ticket.
All right,
done deal.
We're in for it.
But no, I think it's great that you guys can get together and talk about your passion, which is video game, because when you listen to anybody and you hear the passion come through, like that's the best thing. Especially when you have a group of friends like yourselves, all together. I thought about having a co-host when I first started, but I thought, no, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I thought
you got to start somewhere, right? Hey, just listen. If you're doing it yourself, man, I give you props because I've listened to some of your stuff too, and I'm like, man, you're very informative. You know what you're talking about, and like,
sounds professional.
Let's face it, between the three of us, 1 out of 3 in each topic doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. Like,
normally it's me.
Yeah, fair point. Connor's our filthy casual. He plays mobile games.
Well, hey, I've also been playing Tears of the Kingdom. Hold up, I've also been playing Tears of the Kingdom nonstop.
He's a gamer.
So. Oh my gosh.
Lowercase G.
A little bit. No, look at that's totally fair. Look at Tears of Kingdom. Like that's didn't that triple the sales of the first game?
Yeah,
was that the highest selling
hands down
game?
One of the most beautiful Zelda games that it's come out. Like hands down.
I can't believe it's just a skin of Grand Theft Auto 5.
I mean, essentially, in a weird way, that's kind of a great comparison because you're committing war crimes just like in GTA 5.
Yeah. I've seen some of the videos of it. I'm like, sure this is legit Zelda, because there was one where someone was flying, like I can't remember, it was like some kind of plane they made shift right into a whole bunch of people. I'm like, oh.
People have been making Gundams. People have been making actual like
full mechs,
mech suits, and like you do get,
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's the wildest game, but it's also like the most fun I've had playing a game.
That's got to be the most advanced like technology that Link has ever had to deal with.
Definitely.
Why would he need to use a sword anymore? Like that is just utterly pointless.
I mean, he's been
No,
like he's had to deal with like lasers for years, which like lasers back then was like unheard of, and now he's got mech suits he's got to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, what's the Master Sword gonna do at that point?
Yeah,
It's true.
pretty much. Which
Can you imagine how
uh,
broken he'd be with a gun?
I was just
Zelda with a
Oh.
gun,
I was just thinking of a gun.
bro. Dude, Link uses a revolver. He has to. He has to
Yeah.
use a revolver.
Master AK-47.
Yeah.
It just like opens on the top.
Respectively.
Yeah. Nah, screw using a sword. I'm doing
Also,
this.
that is
I'm
perfect.
doing this my way now.
It's the sword, but like it pops into a gun. It just like folds out.
Yeah, it's a bayonet. No, it's a
It's
bayonet.
Yeah, so he has the sword and
umbrella
the
that turns
shield.
into a sword.
Yeah, so he's got the sword and the shield, but he puts the shield on his back, just flips it, and it turns into a gun.
Hell
Throw a
yeah.
flamethrower.
I was like, dude, that would be sick.
That'd be so
The-
awesome.
oh, there'll be a mod out there. There'll be a mod out
Definitely.
there. Someone will do it.
Or if Nintendo takes it, we want like 10%.
Deal.
Yeah, just not 10. I take 5%, honestly, from Nintendo. I take just 5.
No, I'm
You
greedy.
guys got to start high, like 50%, and then negotiate your way
50%.
down there. If they get to 10%, and be like, okay, shake hands, we'll do it.
yeah.
Listen, Charles, I don't want to be over greedy, but like 10% is 10%, man. Like listen, 10% of what
Yeah, but in
Nintendo
this case,
has,
it's
10% of what
10% split
Nintendo
four ways.
has.
10% split 4 ways. Gotta keep in mind here.
Done.
Yeah,
Unless
for a
we're all
point.
like dividing cuts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mo money. Which we were talking about this right before we started recording. What perfect timing to do this episode, because we got a whole bunch of gaming news this morning, which
Mm-hmm.
finally, the open world Star Wars video game has been announced. Star Wars Outlaws.
Thank God.
We're not going to see Connor for like a month.
Probably. I'm gonna buy a PS5 for this. Like,
That's a
Like
great
we will
excuse to buy a
not hear
PS5.
from him. He will not record episodes with us. It's going to be like, Connor, we got to record. Nah, I'm still playing Star Wars, man. Hold on.
It's been 3 years. I'm still playing it.
I'm still playing.
Which
You know, battle
The
royals
only-
aren't a thing anymore. I'm still playing it.
Yeah. No, the only thing when I saw the announcement that I thought, oh, it's awesome. But September next thing, 2024.
I know. I mean, the thing is, though, the way that time has been passed in the last 3 years, it's gonna go by in no time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
it's been
Uh,
flying by. I'll tell you.
I actually mentioned it in my review for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was like, between the first game and this game, we've had an entire global pandemic. Because the first game came in 2019, and this new, I was like, oh, what's happened since this first game came out?
And it doesn't
And
even feel like
like
it came
that.
out that long ago, too. The
No.
Fallen
Mm-mm.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. That's why I was gonna say Fallen Survivor, but it's Jedi Survivor. Okay,
Pretty much the same thing.
essentially.
Order, Survivor, kind of the
Something
same
like that.
letters, but
It's Star Wars.
Yes.
So, are you all three of you looking forward to this game?
Mhm.
Are you excited, or do you wish it was coming out sooner?
I mean, I wouldn't want rush development on it.
I was
That's the
just about
thing.
to say that.
Like, I just
Mhm.
don't want rush development. I want something that's well thought out. And
Suicide
yeah,
Squad.
if it has a couple things here and there, I'm not gonna, bat an eye because listen, I mean, there are people who complain about all the little stuff, and it's like whatever. But for me, like what I'm looking for, especially because I mean, Connor and Charles can attest to this, but like we talked about, like I don't really play a ton of open world games because for me, I'm somebody who likes kind of having the direct path, like the
Mhm.
linear story. Like I like having that in an open world because it at least puts me somewhere where
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, do what you want to. It's like, no, here's a path, but you can stray and go this way. You can stray and go this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
at least for me, what would keep me engaged in it would be somewhat of that kind of story factor to follow. Because if it's just
Mhm.
purely open world, it's going to be tough for me to dive into it.
Yeah, I get
Well,
what you mean.
I'm
Like,
looking at it in the.
Oh no,
Go,
keep
Leo.
going.
I was
No,
just
no,
gonna
no,
say, no, you please.
Oh,
Totally. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, I haven't finished Hogwarts Legacy because of that, because it was like
Yeah.
too open world.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So for you, like the open world, you haven't even finished it yet?
No, because I haven't finished it, sadly. But
Which is fine. I mean, that's fine.
But like, my example being like with Breath of the Wild and like Tears of the Kingdom, like it's open world in the sense that you can go to any of the dungeons you want to start in. But at the same time, there's still the linear story. There's still the end. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that there's that similar thing in the Star Wars games. And Charles, what was that point you were going to bring up?
Yeah. Well, I was also going to bring up too, like it's being developed by Ubisoft, and they've made titles like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, where those are almost immaculate and like come out of the box pristine, apart from like bugs and stuff like that users find over the first couple months upon release. So that they're going to do a great job with this game, and plus it's been in development for 3 years. It could be the next Skyrim, for example, for a pristine title, for example.
That's a good shout, Charles. That's I don't doubt that either.
Now, which we do have the new Assassin's Creed coming out in September, is it?
Yep.
I believe so. It's Mirage, right? Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Assassin's Creed series. It's a great series.
Same here.
Now they've nailed it. Is this Assassin's Creed what 6?
Charles, you would know. Aren't you and your brother? Trying to think.
How many Assassin's Creeds?
Too many.
I think there's like 9 or 10.
I want to say 9.
Yeah, that's.
I want to say 9. 9 sounds right.
Compared to the very first one that came out and the horrible movie that came out too.
Oh my gosh.
12.
We'll touch on
12 main games.
Sorry, 12.
And the last one was
12
Assassin's Creed Valhalla in 2020. Yeah. 12 titles.
And they've been taking their time. I think they realized because a couple of their recent ones have not been the greatest. Like it's still, probably good games. I haven't played them, but like for me, like my favorite is Black Flag, and like that game to me is untouchable. Like it's one of the greatest games I've ever played, and it's also open world. But I think them taking their time is perfect for the Assassin's Creed. I think that's what they needed.
They needed to do that because I remember when Valhalla came out, and I felt like it was not so much a flash in the pan, but it came out all hyped, and I feel like 2 weeks later, no one was saying shit. But it's funny you mentioned actually Black Flag, because Ubisoft is still making Skull and Bones, which was inspired by Black Flag, which currently has no release date.
Oh,
yeah, it got delayed. It has no release date.
Aww.
It says It says eventually on a post-it note.
Yeah. It's just in development hell.
Yeah. It's just it just says development
when we get to it.
Yeah. It's coming. It's the scary thing is, which I always think about, is when I went to E3 in 2018, there was the promotional material for it, there was trailers for it, and I'm like, by the time this comes out, it'll be nearly 5 years since that first trailer.
Yeah.
But look, as we've seen, like with Suicide Squad, if you need to take your time, take your time.
Take your time. Yeah. And I mean, we were talking about this earlier off recording, but there was supposed to be another open world Star Wars game that got canned because of the Disney takeover, which was, I forget the name. What was it?
Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, because it was based off of the underworld in Coruscant. So
yeah,
and that's one of the levels. So that would have been a fun game to play. And I wonder what time frame that would have taken place, because I'm kind of disappointed they're still doing, original trilogy era. I'm kind of tired of the Empire. I wish they would explore something different.
I know, and I fully agree with you. Like, don't get me wrong. Like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Like, I like that little gap between the Empire and everything. That's fine. But like, I would like, you can go, how much content is there at the Old Republic?
There's so
Like,
much.
Look how well. Actually, that just reminds me. It wasn't Star Wars
Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, wasn't that getting a PlayStation 5 remake?
I think so. I think it's getting a remake.
I hope so. That'd be so fun.
I remember. I felt like I seen it somewhere, but I just remember having it on my original Xbox. I played that game like crazy.
Get it on your phone. It's on iOS store.
Connor, you could play it.
Hey, you know what? I might go download it right after
for you,
this
buddy.
recording.
Yep, the game meant for the casual.
Yes, it's meant to be coming out. It currently has no release date and it has officially been pushed back out. All right,
another sticky note.
Yeah,
yeah,
no sticky note. But
it's just sticky
and
all like Ubisoft and everything. There's just sticky notes all over the walls that just say "Do this eventually."
Yeah.
Should we really go back to these notes? Nah. Assassin's Creed 13.
Yep. Yeah. They just put them all in a hat and they draw one. They're like, all right, this one.
Yeah. All right, working on Skull and Bones today.
All right, Assassin's Creed for the 13th time.
Yeah. Because you know what the public needs? More Assassin's Creed. Did you guys also see that speaking of another game that's been delayed, the day before has a release date? Have you seen that?
I
haven't heard anything about this.
So the day before, I can't remember who is developing it, but it's meant to be like Tom Clancy's. Oh, I can't even think of the name of that.
Fantastic. Who's developing it?
It's meant to be like an open world, post-apocalyptic zombies, but you have like a full city that you can explore. And the first trailer looked nuts, but it's all scavenging and everything. That it looked really good, but it got delayed again. Like everything else, it feels like anything post COVID. But that finally got a release date.
It almost looks like Survival Islands, survival open world game, kind of like that.
Yeah, like did you ever play The Division? Tom Clancy's
Division.
I've
seen gameplay.
I've seen footage. I haven't played it.
Looks like a similar thing like that. You walk through the whole city and you can scavenge around and zombie like that got delayed and finally got a release date. But I can see that we also got a Starfield. Starfield finally got a release date as well. After getting pushed, I think, twice.
Yeah, it's been pushed at least twice. Might be pushed a third time.
But,
would we be surprised? No.
September the 6th, that's going to be coming out, which is just a skin of No Man's Sky.
Oh,
No Man's
so
Sky.
it's literally just going to be. I hope it's not going to be, because I remember the hype for that game, and then when it got released, it was so poorly received. So I hope it's not like that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I remember that.
It just looks like it just looks like a bigger version, like a realer version of No Man's Sky, really.
That doesn't give me too much hope.
No, that's been delayed twice. But no, we got a release date for that, and the DLC for Cyberpunk.
Are they going to patch anything up with that game, or have they already patched it? Because I know when it came out, it was so buggy.
It was bad buggy, like bad, like just walking through walls type of shit. Like you just were walking and then you just phase through something, just no reason behind it. But I hope that DLC is just a big band-aid. Just
apparently the game's good to play now. If you pick it up, it's all fixed. But I tried to mission it through when it first came out, and you were going through walls, and they had to. It
was like beta testing.
Yeah, pretty much. Your car flow everywhere, and they recommend you to save the game manually when you had a chance, because in case the game collapsed. And there was also one of the key missions that leads you to go to like the final phase of the game. You're meant to receive a phone call to lead into the mission. Some players never got that phone call, so they couldn't go back or progress.
Oh, jeez.
So you got soft locked.
Yeah.
That's not okay in the year of our Lord 2021.
I
when it was
mean,
released. That's
but it's
not
also
okay.
kind of fun to like beta test like that too. Just to be like, I
But
just
not
went
when-
through that wall. Cool.
But not when it's like been hyped up for so many years, because I know that game was
like Sonic 06 was hyped up, and look at that game.
That's true. That's a fair point.
You know what I
Actually-
mean? Like,
But
I mean, Sonic 06 is loved, but you know.
But yeah. Yes, but no, it's new Cyberpunk DLC. Phantom Liberty has Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves returning
Oh, that's great.
into
Great
it.
actors.
That's September, which is it's funny because I remember Cyberpunk. It was Keanu Reeves mentioned that I haven't played the game, but the developers were saying that he had played the game. I'm like,
Something got lost in translation.
oh,
Something got lost in translation.
yeah.
They meant to say he forgot to play the game.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, he was there in the room.
They couldn't find the controller.
Yeah.
it ran out
no,
of
'cause
batteries.
No, he's too busy being too cool and playing with his band.
That's true. That's fair.
And Payday 3 that also got announced as well for September. In Payday 3 fans. So that's also got announced as well. So real quick, each of you, what is your favorite video game? What's a video game you can pick up anytime? Doesn't matter how many times you've played it, you can pick it up and play it right now. This is a little thing for the audience to know, you guys.
Man, why you
Gosh,
gotta
can't put me on the spot like that. I know.
I know.
Tyler.
That's what I thought.
Come on
Tyler, you
now.
should be like, you should be able to whip yours out like immediately.
Mine,
Tyler.
I mean,
like, you should.
mine's a no-brainer. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Tetris is my favorite game of all time. Like, no game has beaten Tetris. Like for me,
Did you watch the Tetris movie?
I haven't had an opportunity to
Oh,
because
fake
I can't
fan. Fake
How would you
fan.
make a
I've been a
Tetris
fan
movie,
since
though?
20. Hey, listen, I've been a fan since 2010, 2009. I was playing it on the web browser, which is like the worst possible way you could play
It's
it.
pretty
Those are
bad.
weak
That's how I
numbers.
played it.
Those are weak numbers.
That's how I was dedicated. I was playing on my school's crappy computers, web browser Tetris, and then lo and behold, you come to now. I've played in competitive tournaments. I'm actually gonna try to go to the one in Arizona again to play.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
He's pretty good.
Connor
He's
and
really
Charles
good.
are both there. Yeah, I stream it as well. I just stream, just trying to
It's
just
gonna
stream
be
classic
fucking
Tetris
great
because that's just,
again.
I play it at home anyway. Why not? Show people.
Why not?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
it's fun playing against other people too. Like it's so different than any other esport.
That'd be I gotta watch that. You'll
Yeah.
you'll like the movie. The movie they do the movie very very good. I
Mhm.
didn't realize. Obviously, when you take away the 40% of Hollywood movie making, but how much went into trying to get Tetris off the ground?
Yeah, it was a lot, but no, I definitely do want to watch it. It's on the list, but there's so many other things I haven't watched yet that I'm chopping up to it.
That's just
Yeah,
another
the
post-it
growing
note for Tyler.
Yeah, it's another post-it note.
It's a very small post-it note, but yeah.
How about you, Charles and Connor?
For me, I'm gonna do two, if I can allow that. Right
That's
now,
not a favorite. That's two.
How about an honorable
Right
mention
now,
and then
my-
your actual?
You can have an honorable mention, but favorite is not plural. It's singular.
my favorite that I'm currently playing is Tears of the Kingdom. I've just had so much fun playing it, and I mean, yeah, I had to take a break from it because it was kind of consuming like all my time. So I've kind of taken a break.
Connor,
But
you have a problem.
that's why I
Hey,
took a break.
The
Ty.
first
That's why I took a
step
break.
is knowing and accepting you have a problem.
Yep.
And I knew. That's why I've stopped for a few. But I would say I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and I gotta say that Pokemon Heart Gold is one of my favorites for the DS because it was a remake of Gold because I was a little too young when that came out. But I love that game so much. It was I love the 2 regions you could play in, and yeah, I'm just a huge Pokemon fan too. So
Plays a lot of Pokemon Go too.
I do play a lot of Pokemon.
Oh, there wasn't that like a global thing when that.
Oh, yeah.
It's still a global phenomenon.
It is.
Connor, how many events you been to now?
I've been to 2
Grand
live
total?
events in the past year. I went to Seattle. There was what they call Go Fest. So every year at certain locations, they'll have like a huge event. This year, unfortunately, I might not be able to make either. But yeah, last year I went to Seattle for it. And then I went to Vegas in February for an event that they had. Yeah, it's really fun. I've made friends through it too, like online. It's really fun.
It's interesting when you build a community and you make friends from stuff like that. Actually, speaking of buggy games, I remember when that app first dropped, and that was a mess.
It was
that
so
was
bad.
such a mess for a massive launch of a game. Well, it blew up, but that first version of the game that dropped, nothing worked.
Nothing did. And to me, I think if they would have released what they had now back then, it would have caught on, and I think it would have stayed as big as it was in 2016.
It's
I really do
big
think so.
though. Like I don't think it's like everybody's like, oh, Pokemon Go's dead. It's not really dead. It's just like.
But we weren't close to world peace as we were in 2016, as we are now with that game.
True.
No, and I still love the fact that people walk into places that they shouldn't. People get hit by cars. People get hit by so many things or trespassing just to get that Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Walking off
My
cliffs.
favorite news article I saw was that too many people were walking into graveyards.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Because that was like the place you could catch ghost Pokemon.
I did that in Vegas.
So there's just like videos of like 60 people just walking through graveyards at the middle of the night.
Where I was staying in Vegas, there was a graveyard right behind our Airbnb, and we actually walked through that graveyard and played for a few.
Yeah, he was one of those.
During the day, right?
Yes, during the day, not during the night.
Yeah, I was gonna say during the day, right? Shit.
Listen, I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm not risking it. I'm not risking getting on it.
Hey,
There's just things you wouldn't do.
Just put yourself in someone else observing this. Yeah, put yourself in perspective of someone watching this happening and them not knowing what you're doing. And they're like, what the fuck? Why are these 80 people walking through the cemetery at 2:00 on a Friday? Like,
yeah.
Nah.
So out of context.
Yeah.
What about you, Charles?
Oh man. A game that I can pick up and play for hours on end would be Downhill Domination. It's a old school PlayStation 2 game. I've mentioned it before, and I actually got my hands on a copy.
Yeah.
No!
Oh wow.
Hell yeah, dude.
I actually got my hands on a copy.
How
My brother and
scratched is
we've
it?
been looking for PlayStation 2. Oh no.
How scratches.
I keep it pretty good.
Minty. Give
That's
minty.
fine.
Yeah. Mint, maybe not mint, but it's close enough. My brother and I, we had grown up playing PlayStation 2, and that was one of the games that we played for countless hours. And we just recently, yes, it was dangerous. We just recently, within the last couple months, got our hands on a PlayStation 2, and I've had it at my place for a little bit, along with a couple other games. So all the nostalgia is happening.
That's awesome, man.
Is it
Hell
the
yeah.
fat one or the slim one?
Which one? Oh, regular.
The PlayStation
it's not
2
the
is
slim.
it's
Not
not
the
the
slim.
fat one. Okay. PS2 fat.
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
best one.
Yeah.
The PS2 OG.
Mhm.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Scary enough, we would have to almost be up to getting the slim versions of PlayStation and Xbox.
That would just, at that point, it would just be
Yeah.
an Xbox. Like,
Yeah.
they could call it the Slim, but in reality, it's just an Xbox. Like, the PlayStation 2 Slim is slim. Like, that thing is
Yeah.
like paper.
That was
thin.
like that thick, like just that thick.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it, when you try to take that somewhere,
Physically, I think it was the most spatial aware console, other
Yeah,
than
I
maybe a
think so.
Wii or a Switch.
Yeah, the Wii would have been cool. Yeah,
That
I
thing
think the
was
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
yeah. And then now
Switch
you've
is
got
small.
the Xbox that's really legitimately a rectangle, and the PlayStation 5 that apparently was meant to be even taller. Yeah, apparently it was meant to be even taller in the original design before they brought it down. I'm like,
So they're supposed to
why?
look like PC
It's
towers.
supposed to
Got
pop
it.
out at you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the Xbox already looks like a computer tower, but
The
We'll
Xbox
take
just
it.
looks like a
Sure.
refrigerator to me, which is why they came
Oh,
out
I
with
think
a
there's some
refrigerator.
I was gonna say, but they
are,
did bring it
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it just to me, I was like, dude, that's just a refrigerator. Like,
It runs your games and keeps a beer cold. Why not?
listen, I would
You wanna
be all in on that.
Do you want to make money?
I mean, listen,
Wait, so go to copyright.com and make that happen.
Connor, put it on
TM.
post-it
Yeah.
note.
Yeah, I was about,
Yeah.
no, TM. That's all we got to
Post-it
say.
note.
TM.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. For myself, I would have to probably I could go back to is probably Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's rock solid.
there's always something different to do. Like I never play it and feel fully bored. I'm like, all right, I want to go somewhere a different part of the map or do something else. But Grand Theft Auto 5 would be one of them, and
There's
That's
just a
what
lot
I
of
don't-
different servers for that too, isn't there?
yeah,
Like you got
There's-
role-playing
yeah,
servers
so
and
many.
modded servers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like it's crazy.
I
what
tried to
people do
play.
with
I
that
tried to play
nowadays.
GTA as civil as possible. Okay, stop it. Stop
Driving the
saying.
speed limit
Yeah.
too, Tyler.
Yeah.
That's
Turn
so
signals
hard.
if I could.
It'll work a 9 to 5 job.
Parallel park.
I still love that there was, I think it was for a whole week. I don't know why, but there was people online who were all getting in a van, dressed up in gimp suits. And when it was a player was by himself, they'd all get out of the van, bash him in the van and leave. And they were just doing that all through the map.
Oh,
Oh, that's great.
awesome. That's
You
awesome.
just see all these four people in bright suits come and bash you with clubs and then leave.
that'd be embarrassing
That's
too. Gimp
awesome.
suits too. Like,
Yeah. I know. What happened to you? I don't know what just happened.
It was so bright.
Yeah. And there was another one I saw. Someone killed NPC that was valet, and they dressed up in their clothes. So every time players came out to give their car away, he'd shoot them, take their car.
It's kind of genius.
I kind of
Kinda
wish he would have
genius.
like parked the cars all over like the different parts of the map, and then like.
Or he just
got
parks it
back.
on a cliff. Like he
Yeah,
just parks
yeah.
it right where it's about to fall, and if they get in, it just starts tumbling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or they just
Exactly.
park it like on a cliff where like the car perfectly fits, so you can't get it in or out. It's just stuck there, and the only way to get it is they have to like drive down the hill.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got no option.
Yeah.
So, well, let's move on to our next thing, because I do actually, because you mentioned Pokemon, there was a game that got announced at Summer Game Fest called
Oh, I know Power World.
Power
I saw
World,
it.
which is Pokemon with guns.
Dude, in.
Oh,
You have to say anything else.
yeah.
You could have just told me this. I didn't need a trailer. Pokemon with guns, it's over. Like, I'm in. I'm emotionally invested.
That's almost
saw-
just
I will suck, but I will play competitively if that's what it takes.
that's like overstimulation.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
I
This
just saw the
is
trailer
something
for
that
it. I just saw the
No, you
trailer
go,
for
Lee.
it, and I thought, I'm sorry, I just saw the trailer for it, and I just thought, oh my god, so many people were going to be selling this. I'm like, I didn't even see the title. It was just, oh, it looks like a new Pokemon game with a machine gun.
Dude, it's
I mean-
like it's crazy. But
I swear
I'm
to
in on
God,
it.
this is something that I probably thought about as like a 5th grader, 6th grader. You know,
Yeah.
that I like dreamed up with my
Pikachu
friends.
just had a
I'm not joking. I think
bullet.
I've had this thought before. Like,
Yeah.
what if Pokemon like had guns and I think there's like been like YouTube videos on it. Like the fact that someone's doing it, props to them.
and it's not Pokemon at all. It's its own thing.
So like
Yeah.
is it like Overwatch but Pokemon's first person shooter?
No, so it's the premise of Pokemon where you're
Yeah.
collecting monsters and but they get
Okay.
equipped with the weapon.
Yeah, so they
You
got
can
a
equip them
minigun,
with different weapons.
rocket launcher, just, hey,
Listen.
go, massacre.
Listen, I want
Oh
a
my
Metang with a
God.
grenade launcher. That's what I want.
Hey, they better have a parameter where you can set blood on or off. It should always be on.
Yep.
Always be on.
But like
If not, I want 5%.
the blood's
That's
gonna
the
be
idea.
like bright pink or something. It's gonna be some weird color because they're monsters.
That's
Yes.
Or
Yes.
like magenta.
No, we all bleed red. We all bleed red, Tyler.
But this is a world with Pokemon with guns. It doesn't need to be red, Charles. It
There's
doesn't
no
need to be.
rules.
There's no rules.
They gave Pokemon guns. There's no boundaries.
Yeah.
No, but I'm actually really stoked about that game because it's just so out there. Like people have thought about making a Pokemon game with guns, but they were like, "Nah, we're making
like a shower
a
thought.
Pokemon game."
It's
Like a shower thought. Yeah, true.
Whoever thought about
hard
that as a
shower
shower
thought.
thought is like, how do we make Pokemon more interesting? Guns.
Oh, yeah.
Gun.
Or,
AK-47.
or like just like a last minute, like, oh, we need a new game idea. What do people love? Pokemon. Okay. What do people also love? Guns. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like you have those two, like the game show wheels, and someone just like
That's right. All
lands
right.
on Pokemon. They spin the other one. Guns. All right, on it.
That's what we're making now. And the funny thing is, I just looked on Google, and actually, one of the very first things that people ask is Power Word an actual game? That's the number one question.
Yeah, people thought it was a spoof or like just something that like it wasn't a thing.
Fake
Like,
news.
They thought somebody just made it and just made it as a joke, but no, it's legit. Like
Yeah.
I'm
January
personally stoked about it.
2024.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I'm just listen. I want to know how the starters work because like, do you get like a pistol?
Yes.
Like,
Here's a
You know,
start
like,
with a
you get
knife.
clubs.
do you get a
You get a
taser?
two by-
Like,
no. You
yeah.
got to start like basics. You get a 2x4, a baseball bat, or some kind of like crowbar. Then you work your way
can you
up.
imagine Pikachu with a baseball bat coming
I
out?
could.
Well, no, I mean, it did
We're
happen.
nailing
In
it.
Well, yeah, it did happen in Smash Brothers. So
No, that's the DLC. You got to unlock the DLC. Then you get a nail.
Oh,
just
one
one
nail.
singular nail.
nail. You can put this
That
in
would be
any
the
weapon.
worst expansion to buy is one singular nail, and it's like
I
$10.99.
would've-
What if
I
it
would've
was
went
like
past
open
EA.
worlds? What if it was like
Is it
open
EA?
worlds where you could collect?
Oh, I forgot it's EA. Dang it!
No,
Is
no,
it?
no.
Oh.
No, I said I wouldn't put past EA to do something
Oh,
like that.
okay.
I
I thought it was
yeah.
EA.
Nah.
Because I was about to say
What-
they probably would do that.
Yeah.
What they should do
Uh,
is allow you to collect the resources, like the nails to put in the baseball bat, like Minecraft.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Pokemon collecting sense, I'm assuming they're probably going to have some shop where you buy the weaponry because I feel like finding a gun in the wild is just not going to be beneficial in any way. Like, oh,
you
just
shake a
found-
tree and get a
You just
minigun.
found a rocket launcher. Like, who left this here? Like,
who leaves this stuff around?
yeah,
I-
like,
just an unattended
Oh.
AK-47. Just
yeah, like a 10-year-old picked up an AK-47.
Who left this
Why was
tank
it
here?
there?
I just started blasting.
I just started. That is the game right there and there.
Speaking of blood, though, the one game I'm actually very excited about is Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a fighting game
Yes, I was
enthusiast.
about to
So-
just mention that.
I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. I collectively suck at it, but I still love the game because I love the storyline, love all the characters. I love the blood and the bone crushing stuff. I forget what it's called. X-ray, I think it's what it's called, where they show like when the hits and it like shatters the skull, and then like
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
the next hit they do where like the spine
finishers.
just like snaps in 10 different directions.
Well,
That's too much for
the
me.
trailer looked. Oh, nah.
Come on, Charles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in the fact that they're going back to
Sorry.
being more Combat 1. But also, I guess also saw that the rumor is Homelander, and-
Yes.
Omni-Man from Invincible.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, sold.
Oh, especially. I mean, I haven't seen Invincible. That's with Omni-Man, right?
Yeah.
Invincible,
Yeah.
right? I haven't seen that yet, but I love The Boys so much, and like seeing
How good is
Homelander
it?
actually. Oh, it's to me, it's one of the most creative and best superhero shows that I've ever seen. Mainly because of the social commentary, as well as like how they actually portray these superheroes as like dickheads for the most part. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's one of the most nuanced shows, and I love it so much. It's so good.
But I'm looking forward to that because, like, I mean, Street Fighter 6 came out, which, you know, everybody says nothing but positive reviews about that. But for me, I just love Mortal Kombat. Like, Mortal Kombat for me is something that I will always go back to. Like, I played, probably the most I played was Mortal Kombat 11. That was like the game I played all the time. Mortal Kombat 11 and 10. Yeah. But 10. Now that I'm seeing like the brand new one, I'm just like, I'm even more stoked for it. Like,
sold.
Yep.
Yeah. But, Charles, you know a big Mortal Kombat fan?
I didn't grow up playing fighters, anything like that. I more or less grew up playing like shooters, first person, third person, stuff like that. In like, I don't know. For me growing up, that being a rated M for mature game wasn't really something that I was allowed to touch, just because of how insanely gory it is. But it just necessarily appealed to me, to be honest.
Especially the 90s one, you know, the one on the Sega Genesis. There's a lot of blood on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, everywhere. Every punch you make, there was blood on the floor, blood somewhere.
They actually, for the one that released on the Super Nintendo, you actually had to input a cheat code to get blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have they implemented where like there's so much blood that like it starts affecting your screen?
Oh, splatter? No.
Yeah,
I don't think they've had something like that.
That would be an interesting mechanic where like you just getting shit on so bad your screen starts like splattering up on your screen as if like it's getting on the camera or something like that.
How do you tell?
I mean the fatalities would probably be the closest thing.
Yeah.
It's like those are nasty. I mean, they're cool, but they're also really nasty.
Well, they're just. I would just love to be in that room when they're making these up. Like I just
who's the psychopath they hire?
Yeah,
I think it's just. I genuinely think it's a dude. I think it's genuinely they got a dude out of prison and was like, "All right, man, like come up with the craziest stuff for us." Like no holds barred. What would you be doing to people in prison?
How would you dismember this person?
Yeah,
just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got like Jeffrey Dahmer to come and make the game.
Oh my god!
This game was special consultant Jeffrey Dahmer.
If that was in the credits,
oh my
dude, that would be sick.
You need to have like a Surgeon General warning, like if you need to agree to this before buying this game.
Warning: Jeffrey Dahmer worked on this game.
He endorses you're supporting
lead developer Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. God.
Lead developer, lead designer.
Oh my god.
Lead voice actor.
Oh no. No. I think he's dead, thank God.
But no, I heard with Homelander in it and Omni-Man, that's just gonna be two invincible characters. Like especially Homelander's. I can't wait to see what his fatality is gonna be.
Yeah, who would you guys want to be as like a bonus guest star for MK1?
Well, they've done nearly everybody.
Tom Holland.
Just Tom
like
Holland.
Not Spider-Man, just Tom Holland.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
John
Dude,
Cena
him or The Rock?
I was just
Keanu
about
Reeves.
to say The Rock.
No.
Wow.
John Cena or Keanu Reeves.
No, I
John
feel
Wick.
like Keanu Reeves' fatality.
Yeah, John Wick.
Yes.
Tom
or
Brady.
Neo. No, just give him the Neo.
You say Tom Brady?
Neo would be more.
I said Tom Brady. He would throw a football, just like rip your head off and just throw a perfect spiral.
Yeah.
Well, we're at it, Ronaldo.
John Wick
if we're going, John Wick would be great. But if we're going
John Wick
sports,
would be insane.
If we're going sports, it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If we're going like soccer stars.
Oh yeah.
If y'all don't know who he is, he's like super arrogant. He does like Muay Thai, Kung Fu. Like he'd be cool in that game.
He looks like Thor's cousin, doesn't he?
Kind of. He's got the ponytail. He's also Swedish.
He's like
so
if Thor had relatives and they're like, yeah, that's the weird cousin we don't invite to things. It would be him.
It would be Zlatan.
Ted Lasso.
Oh, that would be great.
Just the nicest guy. That's what he does. He gives you a
Donald Trump.
cookie.
Give you a
man.
cookie.
Donald
Takes everything
Trump.
from you.
No, John Cena with his fatality. Just you can't see me, turns invisible, and next thing you know, he's like ripping you apart.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
pops out of the chest. It's like
Yeah.
his name is John Cena, and just like rips out of the chest.
Right through your sternum. Just, oh my god!
doesn't-
I can totally see it too.
It doesn't matter how much time passes, that prank phone call will stand the
Oh.
test of time.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
you could
God.
do it now, and it's still hilarious.
Oh,
Hi,
that's
honey.
so
Do you
good.
support the troops? Oh, why? Yes, I do. Wow, yes.
What's the message from John Cena?
Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh.
Uh,
I told you to stop.
What were we talking about?
yeah.
Summer game news. Summer game.
Yeah, right, yeah, that's where we were.
Yeah,
at.
that's. See, told you tangents.
Yep.
Tangents.
Tangents.
Yeah, see how I started that whole thing?
Yeah.
But
Well, how do you feel about Nicolas Cage and Dead by Daylight?
it's about time he's in a video game. Listen, I was
Definitely.
waiting for National Treasure, the video game, and Nothing.
Ooh.
nothing. So
How is that not?
yeah, if Nick Cage decides to make the National Treasure video game, I'm TMing that.
Trying to steal the decoration.
The
of
video game
movies.
form, not the movie form, because it's already TM'd. But
Yeah. Well, the new show got cancelled, I'm pretty sure, after one season.
No, it got released. Oh, the new show. Yeah, it did get canceled. I was about to say they already released the season, but it got canceled. Was it that
Yeah.
bad?
I think so, yeah. But
Oh.
Nicolas Cage was probably the weirdest announcement. I was like, okay.
Huh.
I would not. Yeah, sure. I would have loved to know what the pitch
See,
was. but
like-
he was like, done. I mean,
that's cool that he's like getting into the video game world, but I think it'd be even crazier if he was like released for like a Dragon Ball game. That would be wild.
no. Yeah. Well,
Like Nick
sorry.
Cage against Goku, it's over.
Well,
I
see,
would
exactly.
I would buy a Dragon Ball game just to have that.
Shaggy. Ultimate Shaggy.
That's already happened though in multiverses.
Crazy.
Yeah, but like
Which-
seeing that more combat.
Which I got my thoughts and feelings about that game, but I don't want to get into that. Because listen, like if you're gonna pull a game after you released it and people paid for like the product, but
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but like I think it's cool that Nick Cage is starting to get into the video game world, and I hope that he does the National Treasure video game series because I think that would be a fun video game to play.
Oh, definitely. It'd be like Uncharted, but like
It'd be
Nick
like
Cage
I feel
sort
like
of
it
deal.
would be like
Oh.
I feel like it would be like Uncharted, but like you're working with him. You're not playing as Nick Cage. You
Oh.
are like
Yeah,
with Nick
I'm down for
Cage,
that.
and you're going through everything.
Okay, I could see that.
Mhm. But the other
Um,
game I'm actually really excited about is the Sonic Superstars game.
I was
Just
just
going
about
back
to
to
say.
pure nostalgia.
That looks gorgeous for a video game. The before and after update in the trailer, like that
Mhm.
looks so good.
Listen, I am all about Sonic Generations. I love the art style. I love the gameplay. I loved the way that they did the, storyline. I think it's a very underrated Sonic game. And the fact that they stuck to that and now it's a co-op game, which I'm actually really excited about. Because-
Yeah.
All the times that Sonic has been co-op, it's usually like the camera's only focused on player
Yes.
one and player two is
Mhm.
kind of just there.
And
Whereas
and you're
now they're
fucked.
kind of they're taking the Mario approach.
Mm.
I like that.
And like I think that's going to be super cool. And if online play works, like if you can play co-op online, that's going to make it even better.
Yeah, a lot of the top lists I've seen of people's highlights from Gamer Fest is Sonic has been like 2 or 3 on like everybody's lists I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, it's solidly in the top 3, like no questions asked.
Mhm.
I mean, is it higher than Mortal Kombat? I don't know. That's really tough to say. Is
Mortal
it higher than
Kombat-
Nick Cage? Yeah, it's higher than Nick Cage. But
No one's higher
The
than
one-
Nick Cage, especially in the 90s.
yeah, that's true. Charles,
Oh,
Charles,
but
I was gonna say, Charles, have you played Sonic games? Like, have you touched on them at all? Like, have you? I feel like
There's-
we had a
there's a-
conversation about this.
There's a couple early memories of playing some of the old school Sonic games. I had a Sonic game on the Nintendo DS.
Sonic Rush.
I think so.
Yeah, I had that game too.
That was hard. I remember having
it was a hard game, but beautiful.
A lot of issues. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sonic altogether had just beautiful soundtrack.
What about you? I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What about you, Lee? Sonic games wise, what's your go-to Sonic game?
Mine was one I used to always play was it used to be on PC when I was a kid. It used to be you had Sonic on the PC and you had Doom. That was the two games I had, and it was just all just classic.
Was it Sonic
2? Sonic 1
2.
or Sonic 2?
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last time I played a Sonic game.
Does this make you want to play a Sonic game now with the new Superstars one?
That when I was watching it, made me feel like a kid again. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, "Oh, I could go back. I could go back and play this."
Also, I will say the completionist, he did a demo for the game, like he got to play it, and there's no Green Hill Zone in the demo.
Why?
Oh,
why?
I don't know. He just said there isn't a Green Hill Zone, and he was happy about that. But I got my feelings about it. It's like I could live without it. But also, it's Green Hill Zone. It's hard to have a Sonic game without Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
The one game I was surprised to see, though, get a new game was Prince of Persia. I feel like that
was next on my list to talk about.
I haven't, seen or heard of Prince of Persia for like, I don't even know how long.
That was GameCube era for me.
I was about to say decades.
Yeah. That was like 2003.
But it's not a full game, is it? It's a side scroller or a side like it's
kind of. Yeah, it's supposed to take it's like supposed to be a Metroidvania style game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I think it's gonna do really good that way. And I really like the Prince of Persia series. Like I've played them and they're fun games. They're really enjoyable, but again, like for me, another thing, I'm not a big Metroidvania person. Like those games for me, I just like my brain just can't do it.
Yeah. Oh, well, when I saw it go announced, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But then when I saw the footage, like, this is not what I thought. I know I had my mind in like the GameCube, PlayStation 2 game. That's what I had in mind.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, I think it's good that they're taking this type of game and trying something different with it because, like. It's been dormant since 2002, probably.
No, 2010 was I just looked it up. 2010 was the last time we got a new, fresh Prince of Persia game.
I think that would have been on the Wii. Would that be the Wii then?
Yeah, Wii.
Yeah, it would have been on the Wii. But I think it's good. I think it's good, but it's also a risk to just completely change the dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
But I think it'll pay off.
You never know. You never know. It might. Yeah, exactly right. It might pay off more. Because was it 2010 a remake or remaster?
No, 2013 was. I just had it up. 2013 was a remake, and then 2010 was a new game.
Right.
Yeah. And then we also got that horrible movie of Prince of Persia as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Let's not talk about that at all. And what about Spider-Man 2?
I mean,
new footage.
I'm in. I like the first Spider-Man game. I actually did get to I had a friend of mine who had it. I got to play it with him. It's a beautiful game. I can't wait to see what they do with the second one.
Never got to play it, but I've seen footage of gameplay, and I mean, it just looks beautiful. It looks like what it would feel like to be Spider-Man. So I hope it's just as good as the first one, if not better.
Well,
yeah, and I think the cool thing with like the Spider-Man games now, because I played the original Spider-Man game on original Xbox, like the movie one.
Oh,
that thing was a train wreck.
Yeah,
that thing
with Tobey Maguire and what was his name? He was narrating the game, and he would poke furniture if you sucked.
Yeah, if you sucked at the game, he was like, maybe you shouldn't do it like that.
Yeah. You sure you want to be Spider-Man?
I wish that. Listen, if it did it in this Spider-Man game, I'm all for it. Like,
But yeah, we get a
Oh,
new
man.
suit. What do you think, Charles?
The Spider-Man game it'll be interesting. I've seen glimpses and a little bit of gameplay of the first one, but it'll be interesting because it's coming out on new console, isn't it?
Yeah, PS5
On the next
Xbox.
consoles. Yeah, so I guess the current gen consoles.
Do you
I
think they're going to be exclusives? You think it's just going
You mean
to be
for
PS5?
Xbox or PS5?
Is it just going to be for the PS5, or are they going to do a PS4, PS5 release? Because that changes the.
They may. I mean, if it's a PS5 exclusive, it may segue into being released on Xbox or PC a week or two thereafter, like they've done with a couple PlayStation models games for PlayStation 5 consoles. The first one to come to mind is like the Horizon series, Forbidden West. That's the first one that comes to mind because that one's on all consoles, all platforms right now. So that's my thought. And if it does turn into a cross platform, maybe it'll turn into cross gen where you can play with different generation consoles, which is what a lot of games are doing nowadays.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's just going to be. I have a feeling it's just going to be exclusive on PlayStation 5 because I think. Was it the Miles Morales game? They pushed for PlayStation 5 at the launch and everything. So I think it's just going to be, or if they do, they're going to bring it like a year later.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it at the same time.
I think there's just there's a bigger market for PlayStation 4 because a lot of people still have PlayStation 4. I think it's the PlayStation 2, 3 dilemma that we're back in.
Yeah.
Because like FIFA 2014 was released on the PlayStation 2.
That's crazy.
Good God.
That's so far after.
It's so crazy to think about.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, look what happened with, like, for example, Cyberpunk. When they went on PlayStation 4, that was atrocious. And then Hogwarts Legacy, I think it's still coming, but it will be coming on PlayStation 4 later this year or something like that. So they haven't done it at the same time.
I think Sony's just going to try to push people for PS5s. They're just going to be like, listen, we're going to release games. They're going to be exclusive to PS5. If you want to play them, you need to get one. And
we have stock now.
Yeah. That's the thing.
You can buy
the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you got to think about it like this. Like, there's so many people that still have PlayStation 4s, and they only made it just recently in the last 6 months or so where they're starting to create PlayStation 5s for the amount of desire to have them, and that console's already been out for 3 years. So so if you think about it like that, if you think about it like that, I don't think they're gonna make the PlayStation 4 obsolete until like consoles start failing in the next couple of years, maybe 3 years.
I think it's going to be the PlayStation. I think it's the PlayStation 2 dilemma where like the PS4 has been rock solid. Like it's a good console. Like the Pro
I still have
version,
the original very first edition PlayStation 4.
I have mine as well. Like I still have mine because it's just a solid system. And like I have a handful of games that I still play on them because of the convenience of it. But I think eventually there's going to come a point where they're going to keep releasing stuff for PlayStation 4 because they know how many people have a PS4.
Oh yeah, I find it still weird when you look at games and you're on a PlayStation store now and it has that PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, both compatibility. I'm like, all right, I didn't even know it still was, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like what's going to really draw out the PlayStation 4 into PlayStation 5 is like VR and like processing power of larger scale games. Because PlayStation 4 only has so much processing power. PlayStation 5 is going to be, I don't know what the specs are, but it's multiplicative more of what PlayStation 4 is.
Yeah, but they can't. The PlayStation 4
can't handle it.
The same reason why you don't see Xbox 360s anymore.
Yeah. Really don't.
They're gone.
They're like in museums now.
pretty much.
Either that or majority of them have red rings and are just obsolete. They're
Oh, that was a phase.
Listen, I
Hey,
saw
you
what was it? Gears of War Xbox, like
Ooh.
still in the box, and I almost bought it. I was like, man, that is sick, but I didn't end up getting it. But
That would be a relic.
I wish they still did that though. I wish they did like those like editioned consoles. Like they did it with the PlayStation 4 that looks like the PlayStation 1, and they did the blue one and the Spider-Man one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say they did the Spider-Man. Now you mentioned Xbox 360. I just remember when they used to sell, or was it some packages would sell the faceplate?
Yeah,
that you could
the plates.
pop off.
Yeah, you could pop them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I never had those. I had the Slim E or something. Like I couldn't use my faceplates because it was a different version of the console. But I think Connor, that's like your favorite system of all time.
The Xbox, I mean, that's just the one that I played the most. It's the one I bought like with my own money, like from doing like chores and stuff.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and I mean, I was a huge Halo fan for a long time. And I mean, Halo.
You still are.
Well, I haven't played the
You're still a
games.
fan of Halo. It's
yes.
not like you don't like Halo anymore.
If someone has Halo 3 or Halo Reach, like I'll play those games easy.
Yeah.
Like Halo 3 or Reach, like for me are.
You would put money on Halo Reach.
I probably would. I would still destroy and SWAT if I had a chance.
That was a phase too, wasn't it? That was God.
Yeah.
I can't think of.
I remember watching like Halo tournaments, Call of Duty tournaments when I was doing competitive Smash Brothers. Like that was just like they were kind of the triangle of tournaments that I would go to.
When Optic was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Halo 3, like that was such a highly anticipated game. Just every shop, every poster went nuts for that. And what do we get? And we also get the horrible TV show.
Well, when we get
on to the topic later, that's just how it went. Like every time they try to release
I liked
something,
the Red vs. Blue series.
I did too. Oh,
Red vs. Blue is great, but now you're talking to the one on, for us it's Paramount Plus. Like right?
Yeah.
It's horrible garbage.
I just don't understand, which we'll get into a little bit later, is so you have a character who doesn't take his helmet off. Okay, take your helmet on every 2 seconds. Oh no, because we need the audience to really see his emotional expressions. Oh, cool. Anyway, let's look over at the Mandalorian.
Literally, I was just
exactly. Yep.
Cries in Mandalorian.
Oh my god. It pissed me, like, again, we'll get onto that like with our top, like, because I that's in one of my notes.
Yep. Is there Lee? I was gonna say, Lee, is there another game from Summer Games Fest that you were stoked about that we haven't talked about yet?
Pretty much we already talked about all the ones I was really excited for, especially Sonic. Alan Wake 2, that was a bit curious when I saw the trailer for that.
Oh yeah.
For Alan Wake. But yeah, mine was Spider-Man 2 when I saw all that. I was like, yes.
That was your top of the list.
That was my top list, and then Nick Cage.
Yeah.
No, the next was more combat. Did you guys have any other highlights from Summer Game Fest that you're excited for?
I'm actually really excited for this Sandland game, the one with the Dragon Ball Z style art, because I guess it's based on this really niche manga from like 2000.
I thought it was Dragon Ball.
No, it's not. So it's based on this different. It's like a, I want to say like it's kind of like the deserted warfare kind of thing. They're in the desert, like they're fighting in desert land. And they're basically using whatever they have around them. So it's melee and tank combat. So it's very interesting. Like the trailer I thought was really cool. And the characters are very interesting, very different. Like it feels very Dragon Ball-esque, but it's more real world because it's, they're not, super powerful gods. They're just like people fighting in tanks and all this kind of stuff. So yeah. It's really cool. There's not a release date for it yet, but it's supposed to be all platforms. So it's supposed to be Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, not Switch.
Yeah.
But, processing power.
Yeah.
Exactly right. No, I saw the trailer for that, and that for a split second I thought it was Dragon Ball until I saw the ending. I was like, oh, what's this?
Yeah. It's the same artist, Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. He does the art for it, which beautiful art.
Did any of you guys play Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi
Tenkaichi?
Yeah.
I played it.
You see they're making a new one?
No, I didn't see there was a new one. I just remember playing the one on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, no. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making a fourth one coming out.
Yes.
And I texted my mates. I'm like, games night. All of us split screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we actually asked this on one of our episodes. So how bad was your split screen? Like, did you have to put up cardboard on a split screen when you would play, or something that we asked? But I gotta find out.
Blanket, like a blanket.
You did the blanket
one time. Yeah, tried to do the blanket thing, and then my mate bought one of my mates. He bought the 3D TV, and you put on glasses when you're doing split screen.
Okay.
And we played Halo on it, and it was weird because sometimes just faintly you could see the other person's screen. Yeah. But you put glasses on for the split screen. I'm like, that's how it should have been, but it's still not ready yet.
Mm-hmm. I never did anything.
Ahead of our time.
Yeah. I was like, listen, if I'm gonna look at your screen, you can look at mine. But Charles,
it's
you
like
did
chess boxing. I did the cardboard.
Yeah, he did cardboard.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. I mean,
have you seen that game that's about screen peeking? Like you're supposed to screen peek because you can't see. So there's this game. I can't remember the name of it, but basically, all the characters are invisible, and the only way you can see the other person's character is on their screen.
Oh.
So you have to screen peek to find people.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's super fun. Because it takes away the whole you're screen peeking. Yeah, I am. That's the game.
Stop looking at my screen. Well, no, you walked that direction.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Oh my god.
Well, if that was our biggest highlights, let's move on to our last topic today, which we've all known that 2023 has been the year of video games to movies or TV shows. We've had The Last of Us, which did fantastically well. We've just got our first small teaser of the Twisted Metal TV show that's coming out.
Good.
And I'm so excited for it, especially because that's...
Especially for those Twisted Metal fans, they are going to be all about it.
I just wish they'd make a new game.
The show first.
The last one came out on PlayStation 3.
Ooh,
listen, let the show get people excited, then more sales happen. That's marketing 101.
That's true. Well, look at how many sales The Last of Us did, which is almost nearly been a complete perfect TV show. Every single episode was outstanding.
It pays very well towards the game too. That's what I appreciate about it.
Good homage.
It doesn't stray away from it like the Halo one. But.
No, and Sonic's done fantastically well as well.
Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Sonic, Super Mario.
Yeah.
The Sonic one, I haven't seen it. From what I've heard, it's pretty good too.
Yeah. Sonic's wasn't bad until they did when they released the trailer and it didn't look anything like he's supposed to.
Oh, the one
and they were like, yeah. And they took it back. And they're like, here you go.
The internet went by storm.
Yeah.
They went nuclear.
That's when bullying works. That's when bullying works.
That's when you can be a dick and it works.
It's true.
I feel like that thing that the more you know, but I feel like Connor saying bullying works.
Sometimes.
Bullying works sometimes.
Right there. This is an effective way of communication.
But the Mario Brothers movie was so good. It was good.
It's made so much money, and I have no doubt that they're already working on the sequel. And what other characters they can develop. I'm so glad it went to Illumination. I think they were
Yes.
the best people to bring it to the
Mhm.
big screen, which I've
Mhm.
actually got one of my notes here is that if they could, I would want them to do a Crash movie.
Crash would be
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot movie. That would be a fun movie. That would actually be a very fun movie. I actually like watching, like I'll put it on sometimes when I'm like working. I'll actually put cutscenes on from video games, and it's essentially just the movie version of the video game.
Really?
And I'll just have it on the side because it's like I'll peek at it and listen to it in the background, just like background noise. But Crash Bandicoot would be a fun. But like, what game would you want it to emulate? That's the big question.
Yeah, that's
His past. What got him into gaming? Or rather, what got him into racing? Or just anything rather for his upbringing. That'd be cool for me.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. And I think it'd just be as vibrant as well, like color wise.
Mm-hmm.
I think
color wise would be great. The character development's already there. You got lots of different characters, especially with the Crash 4 game that came out. That just added a bunch of new features and new.
There's a new one coming out too.
There is a new one coming out. Yeah, which again, love Crash video games. I think I've played every one. I think I have.
Well, that was my first note when you made that suggestion. I was like, Crash Elimination.
Crash the movie.
Crash the movie. Straight away.
Not just Crash. Crash.
Well, that was already a movie, unfortunately. Crash was. So we got to change the title. Crash Bandicoot, probably.
They beat him to the TM.
Yeah. Another one for myself would be Duke Nukem. I feel
why hasn't that been a movie?
I feel the way he is in this era right now people would see it just because of how politically incorrect he is.
Yeah.
And how much of a womanizer.
But they use the voice lines from the actual original PC game, so it's just like
balls of steel.
I got balls of steel.
Yeah.
But it's all like crumpled up and nasty.
Yeah.
But everybody else just sounds completely normal. It's just him that sounds like he's still in 1991.
Yeah. Only him. Because John Cena, perfect person to blame.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the comedy chops.
Either that,
yes, he does.
Either that or Stone Cold. Stone Cold would be perfect for that role.
No, you need
John
to have the
Cena's already got the acting, though.
It doesn't matter. That's him years later.
True. Yeah.
Duke Nukem years later. No flat top. But
he went bald and a lot older.
Connor, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
Me? I've got a list. The first one that I'm kind of like really excited about is a Mario Kart a la the first Fast and Furious movie. So I'm talking the street racing with like Dom Toretto kind of sort of deal, but like as Bowser with like that's what I like.
I got
you can't replace Jack Black as Bowser.
We can't replace Jack Black.
No. It could still be the same voice cast as the Mario movie. You could even use that, but it's Mario Kart envisioned as a the first Fast and Furious movie.
Mario Kart Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, it's all about me, Mario.
It's all about a me.
So,
interesting.
As soon as you said that, like my mind went to like that.
It's all about Smash.
Exactly. Or like, the racing involves like dropping bananas and stuff. Like,
that's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
Nah.
Another one that we did mention before is I literally have it here. Redo Halo show. Because again, we already touched on it.
Throw it away.
It was so bad.
Do what they did to the ET cartridges.
Yeah. Geez, you're pulling up a memory there. I don't know how people actually know the full story of that.
Listen, tell them if they don't know, Ty.
So the ET thing, ET was the worst Atari game ever made. And it was so bad that they literally wanted to bury the hatchet on it. So they put it underground in Nevada. And then people dug it up and are trying to sell them online for like $600, $700.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But Yeah, redo the Halo show. Just make it better. Don't reveal Master Chief's face.
No.
Or
Or
if you
have
do,
sex.
make it like don't have, just make a good Halo show. And then my third one is an Assassin's Creed Black Flag show.
Show?
Show.
No movie?
About Assassin's Creed Black. No. I want to see about I believe it's Edward Kenway and going through out the pirate thing, but it's a show and it's still the assassin. I would love to see that. Those are my
I think you'd have to start with the first game though. Like I wouldn't you can't just jump ship to Black Flag. You got to do the first one to like
or at least make a movie of the first game and then follow up with a show of the following games.
That's I can agree with that.
What do you think?
Would you do a show, but each game is a different season?
Oh,
I would do that. I would love to do that. Yes.
Yeah,
I could change that. Make Black Flag a season, but I think that would work really well, in my opinion.
That's a good. Yeah, those are good ones.
I watched that, and I was just gonna say about the Halo TV show. The best thing I found was they did Cortana well.
Oh yeah,
Cortana
they did
was-
Cortana very well.
They did do Cortana well. They
'cause
did
the
her
original
justice.
voice actor. Yeah, got the original voice actor and everything, but everything else was just fucking awful.
And the fact that just all the different side plots too, I didn't care about. I dropped it after like the 6th episode. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not invested in this show.
I don't care about you're in touch with the planet and you're trying to find the whole family. No, I want to see Master Chief shoot things.
I know, and and I mean, again, I've only gone until like the 6th episode. I've only seen that once in the first episode of the season. Like
You won't like the ending either.
good. Okay, cool.
You won't like the ending either. Do you want me to spoil it for
just
you?
stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, spoil it.
He dies.
Okay, nah, fuck that show. Redo the show. Redo it. Redo it.
Connor has left the building.
And Cortana takes over his body. And then that's how the scene ends.
Huh.
Yeah,
No joke.
Why didn't
That's
they
about
just
right.
kill him off to begin with and just start with the Cortana in his body?
So he becomes
Yeah.
a cyborg, essentially?
Yep.
Well, that's what you meant to. You don't know if he's lived or you don't know if he's going to come back or what for season 2. And we only got to see Halo twice. That's the first
So-
TV show.
Definitely redo it. So those are like my top 3.
Actually, I'm very surprised. I thought one of your tops would be Zelda.
I can see that, but
Connor.
I just don't know how they do it because Link doesn't talk.
Would you?
That's the point. That's the whole point. That's
mean, if they
how
make
it's going to
Link
work.
Not talking, then that's fine. But
He just makes the grunting noises.
yeah, what?
Yep.
Would you want it as like Illumination or would you want it as like a Game of Thrones?
Oh, Game of Thrones. If we're going like that, I would say Game of Thrones. If you're doing like the cartoon Zelda style, like then I would want Illumination. Like if you're doing it like jaunty, like fun, then yes. But I would want like a more serious sort of Game of Thrones style, honestly. So that's just my personal opinion, though. I would love to see animated one as well, though. Illumination style.
I have no doubt that's very been
for
thrown
Halo
for them to make.
Yeah, I think for Halo it might be kind of cool to see the first 3 movies or the first 3 games. I feel like you can split those up into like a part 1, part 2 movie series, especially with the ending of the 3rd one. I think it was where like you're on the Warthog and you're driving through this beautiful blowing up. You could easily make that a masterpiece.
Definitely.
That would be really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
well, it was meant to be a movie. There was Peter Jackson was involved with it, and I think Steven Spielberg was involved with it, but it just never got off the ground. And then budget was a big thing, and I would love them to see a full-fledged movie. Give it a full movie budget.
Yeah,
pull and go for it, not a TV show that makes you cringe.
Exactly.
1,000%.
Or if you do a TV show, make it good. Like
It's not that easy, man. Apparently,
I know.
How about yourself, Charles? What other picks you got?
Yeah.
I got a list.
Go
I'd
for
like
it.
to see a Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Yes.
Either movie or TV show.
Ooh.
Like I wouldn't know which direction to go into, and it would be kind of cool to see more of like how Ratchet and Clank grew to be good friends, at least like a backstory.
I would like that. Yeah. Like, would you make? I do want to know if you're going to do TV show or movie. That's what I'm wondering.
You could
I
do
feel
it.
like
I
it'd
see
be
you could
more
do it as a TV
successful.
show.
Yeah, I was leaning more towards that way. I think it'd be more successful as a
Thinking.
TV show rather
Mhm.
than a movie in that aspect.
Yeah. I think a Ratchet and
Yeah.
Clank TV show would be good, Charles.
I
think it would
think you could.
very good.
I think with the
Was it-
different, go to different planets.
I knew Tyler. Yeah.
Oh, I'm all in. Listen,
Yeah.
I am all ears for Ratchet and Clank, man. Love Ratchet and Clank.
How good was the new game?
I wish I could tell you. I didn't play it, but
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't had a chance.
I'm too into the old games to. I'm
Yeah.
so scared of the new one not being as
Yeah.
good.
No, I
Up your
feel
arsenal.
yes,
was my favorite.
100%. I played the remake when that came out. That was awesome to go back and play that. But yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank game, I felt like was a good same kind of level.
Well, that's good.
What
Like didn't they do that in the game though? They made like Clank into a spy for like
there was a
like a
spy
TV
game on PlayStation 2, I think.
something
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
where they made it seem like he was on a TV show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else you got, Charles?
I know there's in the works of like a Borderlands movie.
That's been in
I'm
talks for a while, hasn't it?
hyped.
They
has
finished
been.
filming. I think they finished filming.
Oh, it's about damn time. That's been a long wait for us in the Borderlands community. We've been asking for that since Borderlands 2 got released many years ago. I feel like that would be a great movie rather than a TV show.
It's a movie, and I can't find the release date for it. I think it's 2024. It's going to be coming out,
Oh, so
and yeah, Jack Black is Claptrap.
that
Yeah.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good one.
he's
Yep.
Claptrap and Bowser. That's weird to think about.
Yeah,
But it makes sense.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. I just thought like it's one of those well-known titles amongst gamers, at least for like loot and shooters. But that would be something because you have a lot of different areas you can go with the cast. Not only that, but like the storyline as well. There's just a lot to play with.
yeah. Well, there's no. I can't find a release date. But yeah, Kate Blanchett as Lilith, Kevin Hart as Roland, Jack Black as Claptrap.
Oh, Kevin Hart is Roland.
Hart.
That's funny because
Yeah.
he's short as
Damn.
hell.
Jamie Lee Curtis as Dr.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is in that.
Yeah, Patricia. Tennis.
Nice.
But yeah, I can't. Yeah, no, can't find a release date for it. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. But yeah,
That's gonna be a good. I feel like that's gonna be a
That's
good.
awesome.
I mean, Jack Black and Kevin Hart are in it. It's bound to be good in some way.
Apparently, yeah,
Yeah.
release date is still TBA.
But if they finish filming it,
Well,
I mean,
I
we're
want
probably
them
thinking-
to make sure that
Yeah.
movie is. I want that to be
Chef's
pristine.
kiss.
That's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Well-
I mean, I'll try to limit it to 3, but I'm in between either a DayZ spinoff or a Spyro spinoff.
I had Spyro. My girlfriend
Spyro.
suggested it. Spyro.
Spyro Illumination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or
That would be cool.
like How I Trained Your Dragon.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, what else would you do with it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not really another way to
Slot
do
dragons.
it. You got to give it,
Yeah.
no, you got to give him PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah.
Or his
Like
eyes,
240p.
just like, his
Yeah.
eyes are just like he's seen something.
Yeah. I've seen
man.
things. Dragons do weird things.
And then last honorable mention would be like Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn. Do like a movie with the reason I say like maybe not is because the graphics are already immaculate. Like they released the Forbidden West, and even on PlayStation 4, those graphics are beautiful. That storyline is beautiful. So you could, but it's not necessary.
They're making a TV show.
Oh,
Off
Horizon?
Netflix. Yep.
Wow.
wow.
I tell you, yeah, they're
As a
making TV
Netflix
show.
series. Okay, yeah, that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make
That-
yeah. That would,
So that's currently in the works, and another one I had on my list, which is currently in the works with Amazon. I'm pretty sure, thank God, is God of War.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That I
Yeah.
mean, Amazon doesn't miss. Like, well,
Mhm.
And
well, I was
Yeah.
about to say
Who's
the
gonna-
Lord of the Rings show was
who's playing
okay.
the main, but the question is who's playing the main character?
That's the
as
thing.
far, I think as far as I've read is that it's going to be based off God of War 4.
Okay.
So they're going to go from there. But I think that's literally as much as that's.
Would you have like The Rock play him?
No, The Rock is too much of a.
No.
too
No,
much
you
of
gotta
a
have someone
prima
bigger.
donna. You don't want her. Or,
Yeah,
Um,
you
you
need
don't want him,
someone
sorry.
bigger.
Well, the thing is, The Rock is just too hard to work with. So
I'm
who
try-
would you want,
I'm-
Lee? Like, who would you want?
Well, The Rock needs the work right now after Black Adam flopped. He's now going to have to go back to the Fast and Furious franchise after saying no, he'll never go back.
Oh,
Apparently,
I got it.
his TV show Young Rock also got cancelled as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
He tried to pull a young Sheldon.
Yeah,
well, I
when
just
there
heard
was
he's
just
too much
no
of a.
reason to pull it.
I just heard he's
Yeah.
too hard to work with, and like he wants to make it about himself, and like he doesn't. If he's on camera losing, he won't do the movie. Like
it's the same with Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah.
For me, that's why I wouldn't want that. So, what, Charles? It sounded like you had a.
What about Brian Shaw? He's a former strongman winner. If you
Brian
guys haven't
Shaw.
seen, he's I think he was the first person to deadlift 1,000 pounds.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
How do you spell
He's
the name?
fucking massive. Brian
Yeah.
Shaw, SHAW.
Exactly
Yeah.
the way it sounds.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you
there's
need
Bean.
somebody-
He
I-
is a big man.
Yeah,
Yep.
you need
I could
someone
see
like
him.
that.
I
You
can
need
see
someone
him.
like that playing
Or
Kratos.
what's his name? There's another professional Braun Strowman.
Yes, yeah, him.
He
He'd have
would
the
be
height.
great.
As Kratos.
He
right?
has like the dead eyes too. Like he could
Yeah.
like
Oh,
Man,
what are we
he-
talking about? The lines wouldn't be
He's-
much in the TV show, just more grunts.
yeah, like well Brian well,
And boy,
yep.
that's
Boy,
it.
yeah.
Brian well like I think that dude I think Strowman's like 6'11". Like he's a big dude. Like he's
Yeah.
Cool.
Brian Shaw is 6'8", and
Yeah.
he's 6'8", and he's like 400 pounds.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar.
I wish God of
Yeah.
War would have came out a long time ago because Arnold Schwarzenegger probably would have been perfect.
Oh, yeah,
And
he
I'm
would.
just-
Yeah, he would.
Especially old man Kratos.
He's
If you want to do old man
yeah.
Kratos, then yes, I would say Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think he would be
Yeah.
perfect. Like
Yeah, maybe not the main
Great
character
actor.
because he's just not bulky enough. He's too lean. I feel like
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger in his prime.
I
would
think he'd be
too
good.
lean.
I think he'd be
Think?
good as the character, but visually it would be hard.
okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
But yeah,
Because
God
for
of
me,
War
I think
was
Braun
like-
Strowman visually is the God of War guy, but I don't think he has the personality to play it.
Mm.
No,
but-
yeah.
That's a good God of War. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, would you have it as a movie though, or would you do like a Netflix series where like you get the first game essentially, but broken into episodes?
I would love to see it turn into a trilogy. I'd love to see it be them do a movie of four
It'd be like a Star Wars, essentially.
Yeah, do a 4, 5 for the next, and then go back and do 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Oh, I could see that.
Because I feel like you could just drop, like, obviously about his past all through the first trilogy. It would make you more hyped to see him in his prime killing every single god.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's cool.
That's a cool idea. I think that would be, pulling a Star Wars on it.
TM.
Yeah, but I don't need to see a sequel trilogy.
No need.
The Clone Wars God of War.
Hey, where he's just murdering.
Yeah, it's just slaughter. That's what it'd be called. It'd be called Slaughter.
Yeah. God of War Slaughter.
Yeah. People will watch it. And let's see. Just recently, Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
I would want to see that as a movie of the very first game.
Isn't that just Yellowstone?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of, right?
Point.
Yeah. You just take Yellowstone,
got a point.
cut the name out, put Red Dead Redemption, and you got it.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, I mean, there's probably a lot more in Red Dead Redemption than what Yellowstone's offering, but I think it would do well.
Cool.
I think it would do very well. But.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Red Dead Redemption, the movie of the first game, it as just as brutal.
Yeah,
I feel it would do really well, especially because it's a cowboy movie. Because there's not a lot of them, so it would bring in that casual viewer as well.
Yeah. It'd be a good Western. Like, we haven't had a good Western in a very long time. Like, we were going to have one with that.
Bring back John
movie,
Wayne.
But
I keep telling you, he's dead.
You just CGI him in. You just.
I don't think we want John Wayne. He was kind of racist, wasn't he?
Oh no, he played Genghis Khan in one movie, wasn't it?
Oh,
that doesn't help his time.
Yeah, that doesn't help. He didn't race nothing. That's even
He's not racist. He played Genghis Khan. Like, doesn't really help the argument, but I mean, I see your point.
I mean, he's being diverse.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right. Well, I want to jump into my list because so I originally did this on Frank's one of Frank's episodes of Geek Freaks. We actually kind of touched on like what would be cool ideas, but my idea is to take Tekken, like just the whole universe of Tekken, and turn it into a Netflix, Amazon series, but each episode is about one specific character.
Okay.
So the story of the story, or not Balrog, who am I thinking of? Steve, the boxer. No, he's an Australian boxer. And then who am I thinking? Kazuya, Heihachi, you can do Bear, or Panda. Just like an episode, the episodes kind of tie into each other. So you start with Kazuya, and then the next episode is Heihachi and how he ties to Kazuya, and then the next episode is, another character and how they tie in, and it just kind of builds on top of each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be a cool series because they have a bunch of characters. I mean, never mind, you can't use like Negan or any of the other characters that are already in different video games, because then you have to tie completely different universes. I would just take the original cast and maybe some of the expansion cast from like maybe Tekken 7. But I think it would be a really fun series just to watch character development. It's like just their story.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that would be a really cool series. And Jack and Daxter, I think, would make a great movie.
Yes.
Yep.
That would
and Kevin Hart needs to play Daxter.
Nah, Jack Black.
Jack Black?
Why not them both?
Jack Black? Both? I don't know, man. Kevin Hart's personality, it's more because he's so loud. He's just like in your face screaming.
I only said Jack Black because I feel like he's in everything now. Like
Seriously.
what Chris Pratt was doing.
Yep. Still is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm trying to think of who would I have played Jack.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland? Okay.
I just think of a young boy actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything to like Jack 3, and his first line is, "I'm gonna kill Drax." Like that's the first thing he ever says when he speaks.
That's character development right there.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Character development in a nutshell, right there.
Yeah. You know what?
Like,
I'm gonna kill you.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
I
Or
just
Henry
think it would
Cavill.
be. I think it would be a fun like movie
Buddy
trilogy.
cop movie.
Yeah, like I just
Space
like for
buddy
me,
cop
it's
movie.
just you put Kevin Hart as Daxter, it's over. Like he just has the personality for it, and he's just like, and
Yeah,
like
that
the
would be annoying.
characters in it, like you can build off of them more because like you could either go in the direction of doing a movie trilogy or you could do it as a series. Like you could do the first game as like a 10 episode series, and then it talks about their past of like, oh, the different sages and what happened, and and then it transitions into the second one, and so on and so forth. But I think the Jack and Daxter series would make phenomenal either movies or TV shows.
Yeah, that'd make it bang for buck.
My last one is one that was they had a trailer in 2016 for this, and I was so excited about it, but I also was disappointed by the way it looked. It was kind of a Sonic dilemma where it's like the characters didn't quite look the same. So the Sly Cooper series is one of my favorite PlayStation series of all time. Love that series. I've replayed it. The first game I've completed 100% like 10 times because I just love that series so much. And so I think because there's a total, I think, of four or five games. So it could be a Netflix series, like a mini series, because the first one is just like learning who he is. Like, hey, he doesn't know who he is. He's carrying his father's legacy. He's an orphan, and his best friends are his only family. Like, it's the makings of a good show.
Yeah.
And then you go into the second game where you learn about, all the villains he's had to face, and, and then going into the third game where he has to work with those villains to take out an even bigger villain, and then going into the fourth game where he actually travels through time to meet his ancestors. Like, it just, like, to me, everything falls into place. But that trailer that they did, I think it was 2016, was just bad. Like, it was not good. Like, they made it look too realistic.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, so that was the off-putting part, is that they made it a little too real, where I think if they did like an Illumination type of, that style, would do so much better.
So much better.
So much
yeah. I'd be down to watch that. I remember that first game coming out.
Who? I can't think of the actor who plays the dude who plays Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. I'd have Ryan Reynolds as
Yeah.
because he's
Good
like the
shout.
cool guy. Like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm all good.
I guess you could
like,
say he's sly.
cocky. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who would play Bentley though. He's like the nerdy, glasses, scared of everything, relies on technology. Like, I'm trying to think of like.
What about like Christopher Mintz-Plasse? If you don't know who that is, McLovin.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a good. Yeah,
I
he
love
would be
how
a good
you
voice for it.
don't know his name, but McLovin.
Yep,
McLovin.
McLovin. Yep, I know who that is. Yep.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse. He's not doing
Yeah.
anything really. You could probably get him.
No. The last movie I can remember seeing him in was Kick-Ass.
Oh, that's right. He was in Kick-Ass.
He was. I'm trying
He
to
was
think.
in Kick-Ass.
He was in a show over here in the States that didn't do that well. It was like about I think it was about podcasting. I think either Zach Braff or Joel McHale was in it. Like it was one of those.
But yeah, and then I would have the three main characters, well, 3.5-ish, but there's Sly, Bentley, and Murray. Murray would be played by Jack Black because he's a big lug goofball, but he's way too strong for his own good.
I could see that.
And he always refers to himself in the third person, kind of how The Rock does. He's like, and The Rock says this, but the dude's like, and the Murray, you know. And I feel like Jack Black's voice pattern would work with that, and just like it's just like I wish they would have done something more with it.
Because when was the last time there was a Sly game?
It would have been PlayStation 3. It was Thieves in Time.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time, and they talked about like the people from Sucker Punch, the people who made the game. They talked to the lead producer of the game. Was like, hey, why haven't you released another game? And he's like, I know that there's a fan base that wants us to release a game. I know that it's out there. He said, but we want it to be the right opportunity for us to bring back Sly Cooper, because we want people to remember Sly Cooper for what it is. We kept the team a certain way because we didn't want it to become, you know, this thing where 9 other games get released and 6 of them are good. Like, we kept it in such a way because we wanted to keep that purity of the team. And he's like, the way that the game was developed was kind of the way that the team came together in Sly Cooper. They were all from different places, all from different worlds. And they all came together and created this story together. And they said that they saw a lot of themselves through the Sly Cooper game, which I thought was super cool. And I totally understand and respect that too. But there is a point too. Like, I think there's enough of a market, because I think Sly Cooper was put in the shadows of Jack and Daxter and
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah,
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
They just kind of put on the back burner because those 2 games were so widely beloved.
Yeah.
And I think that like the end of the Sly Cooper Thieves in Times game is a cliffhanger. It's like, you know, so it's like Sly's gone missing. Like, he, you know, defeats the villain and he's gone completely missing. And nobody knows. No one's been able to find him. They haven't been able to find a body or anything related to him. And so there have been theories that were crafted of like he's stuck in a specific time, and then the game was going to be, you know, oh, the next Sly Cooper game was going to be him getting back to his timeline.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So
God, that's just noise of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a bummer, because like you see that they wanted to do it. They really did, but there just wasn't enough left for them to really pitch a good idea. You know, but
and
I will still forever love that franchise, though.
Surely that'd be due for a package to come on next gen, wouldn't it? Because like Crash was, Spyro was. Sure, Sly Cooper would have to be.
Sure.
Probably in the works. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to just a re-release, because they did that on the PlayStation 3. They released the first 3 games as a package bundle on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Well, would you be happy if they did that? Would you be happy they did the same thing with Crash? Like, they released the remastered trilogy for next gen and then they go do a new game?
Yeah, I would be okay with that, because I want people to experience the first games, because it builds the story. Because if you just were to release a new game, well, now you got to go all the way back. Yeah, you got to go all the way back to playing on a PlayStation 3 to play through the entire story.
Yeah, no. Nah.
Yeah, and then the other one, obviously, I mean, it's a big one, is the Smash Brothers movie. So many people have brought this up, and I think there's a dilemma in that, because of how big the Smash Brothers roster is. That's going to be an Avatar movie. That's going to be like a 4-hour movie. Like, that's going to be a long movie if you do that.
Then you make it a show, don't you?
Why can't you do both? Why can't you do both? Where it's like you release hour-long episodes, and then at the very end of the series, or
do a movie.
the TV movie series, you do a movie. Yeah, why not do both?
I like that.
I think that the Smash Brothers movie that's already come out is the Subspace Emissary. The one on the Smash Brothers Brawl, that story mode, would be a phenomenal movie in and of itself. because you could keep that character roster.
Yeah.
And you could throw little hints of other characters in it. Like you could have a big battle scene and like you can see the other characters from the newer games in the battle scene. But I think doing something similar to Subspace Embassy where you're colliding all of the worlds together.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Well, like I want it to be a TV show more than a movie. Because I think it just fits the format better.
Yeah.
You get extra time. And I did see that someone made a meme of the hand going to Mario at the end of the Super Mario movie being like, I'm here to talk to you about the Smash Initiative.
I wish they would. I wish they would have done it where they put like the Google eyes on the hand. It's just like this. Where he's talking.
Because that's perfect for kids too. Like that make me laugh. That's great.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think a Smash Brothers movie. There's a big question mark about it because people are like, "Oh, is the Smash Brothers movie now a thing? Is it going to come out? Are they going to do it? They should do it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's if they do like a Star Fox and then if they do like a Zelda, I think they could very
Star Fox would be a great TV series, like a Netflix series.
Just do like what they're doing with Marvel and do it with Mario.
Yeah.
For like the different movies for Marvel. Just do them like
that was my other one.
Mario.
That was my other one.
Star Wars of Nintendo.
Ghostbusters, but Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Definitely.
Ooh.
100%.
I actually got this off of there's a dude on social media that I saw his video and I thought it was a fantastic idea. I think Luigi's Mansion would make an amazing musical.
A musical?
Yeah. I didn't think about it.
Like Broadway or film?
Like a Broadway. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see Broadway.
I was thinking about
That'd be awesome.
It totally makes sense. Because like Luigi's this scared, timid person, you know, and he's finding himself in the game, and it just like has that Broadway feel, and I could totally see Luigi being a Broadway person. Like,
definitely.
What's Broadway personality?
What's that one Broadway guy, Louis Manuel or whatever his name is?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Get him working on some things. That'd be really interesting.
Look, there's a Broadway show on nearly anything. There's Shrek. There's Legally Blonde. I'm like, I'm not going to take this out of the realm of possibilities.
Definitely.
Then the other one that I thought of too, that I think would just help with story building in general, because there is a show about it, but I think if they released it as a movie, it'd be completely different and would make this character very popular. Captain Falcon from the F-Zero series.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a racing. So you could essentially have your Fast and Furious, but in the future, and using all of the people from that world, because I love F-Zero GX. It's in my top 5 GameCube games of all time.
Would you still make him say Falcon Punch
100%
in the show?
Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
and he only says it once at like a climactic moment too.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's gonna be a One Punch Man thing where I would have him say it kind of quiet. He wouldn't scream it. He'd be like
Falcon.
It'd be like Falcon Punch, and then just cuts to black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang. Yeah, that'd be good too. Would you guys want to see, or would you want it completely rebooted, Uncharted? Like, we did get that as a movie, but do you want to see a sequel?
If it's
a sequel as
really
a movie,
good,
sequel as a movie,
movie.
Like,
I would like to see another movie, but I don't know. Make it with some magic. Like I didn't see the one with Tom Holland, but I know it was kind of just lifeless. You know, it was kind of just a generic movie.
With Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
It was kind of mid.
Yeah, it wasn't like wow. It was more like, okay, that was a good adventure film. Anyway.
Yeah, like
it's not like I just wasted 2 hours of my life, but it's like, okay, I was entertained somewhat for 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. You guys have any more?
I don't have any more.
I have one more. I can't remember what it is.
I don't
It's
know,
gonna come
but
to me It's gonna come to me randomly.
I guess
okay.
one that they're already doing that I'm looking forward to is the F1 Formula Racing game. The trailer's already out for that because it's like the premise of like based on a true story where like this one guy who's a top racer in F1 goes and is put into a real cockpit of a real car and starts driving the tracks.
Are you talking
That's
about
the
Gran
premise.
Turismo?
Is it F1 Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And
No,
choose-
I couldn't remember the
you
name
mean
of it.
Gran
I'm
Turismo.
sorry.
Oh. No, that's what I was like. That sounds awfully familiar. awfully familiar.
Yeah, sorry. The Gran
Nah,
Turismo
all good.
movie. That
Yeah.
one looks really good.
Yeah, I was nervous at the start when that got announced, but after that first trailer, I'm sold.
I had
looks good.
goosebumps the entire time. I was like, it's more like an introduction as to video games can be beneficial in real life.
Yes. I do like that the Gran Turismo, they're going through that based on that true story more than just, here's a racing one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about BioShock?
Yes.
BioShock would be a
Ooh.
great TV show or movie
Bioshock.
because it has horror elements.
100% would be an awesome TV show. Amazon money, throw at it. It'd be good.
Yeah, that and the
What
other
about,
one
like-
that I thought of was Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
I thought of
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm. I think that would
Mhm.
just be so good. Because I think just the building of the story, because Samus being like one of the first female video game like characters,
Mhm.
like just having that, and with everybody being how it is in the world, like a female
How is it being in
oriented
the world
video
right
game
now?
character. I'm saying we're living, but anyway, but just like having that female role, like in something that is traditionally like uncommon, and especially at the time it was released, it was very uncommon. Like nobody knew that Samus was a girl until you I think you had to beat the game in under 40 minutes or something to get there, like Samus with the power suit off, and it showed like in the very first game or something. But I think it would just make a very fun, like kind of serious but also action packed.
Yeah.
And I think I've got the perfect casting. You get Gwendolyn Christie in there.
Yeah, that would.
If you don't know who she is, Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
I think she'd
See-
be perfect.
Struggle
Oh, yeah.
with names, but you should tell me what they've been in. Boom.
Yeah. So Brienne of Tarth, get her in.
Yeah.
I think she'd be a great Samus. Like, to me, she'd fit the role perfectly, and she's a great actress too.
Yeah. I think right now that movie would do really well.
I think so. I go see it.
Especially if you milk the fact that, it's the first female video game action character. Oh, they'll eat it up.
Mm.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like because I was thinking about it, like I mean, you could make a GTA series,
Oh yeah.
but I feel
Yeah.
like you're already playing through basically a TV series.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
the-
much
Yeah.
because that was the
That's
other
the
one I
only-
had on my list.
Like that's the only hard thing is really Grand Theft Auto 4, San Andreas, and 5. Really almost a movie in itself.
Yeah.
Oh, Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each of the games you release them
Animated
as.
though.
I don't know. Because do you release them as movies or do you release them as video games, or as like a TV series?
I would
That's a
say.
TV
I would
series?
say movie. I would say movie.
Because there's what, like
Yeah.
11 iterations of Mega Man now? 11 games?
I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. That would be. I'm trying to think of. I'm just scrolling through a list of all
Yeah.
the other stuff I had because I just listed a ton of stuff. But
What about like
Well,
a
no, all-
like a Titanfall?
Titanfall would be
Yeah.
really good.
But then would that be
Titanfall
too much
would be-
like Pacific Rim?
Ooh.
Kind of.
What
Well-
about yeah. No, go ahead, Charles.
I was just thinking like Titanfall, yeah, maybe like Pacific Rim, but I know Apex Legends has like like a little animated short film, stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The other one I thought about after I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, what if they did Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Seth Rogen still being Donkey Kong, I'm down.
Yes. I'm still there.
Because they
I'm
made
down.
like they had that weird like TV show iteration way back when. They had like a Donkey Kong TV show that was animated, and it was not good. It was really bad. But I think that would also do really well, especially spinning off of the Mario Brothers movie. Like, no brainer, you do that. And then you can spin to Yoshi's Island to talk about Mario's past.
Yeah. That's the thing. And like, a lot of what we're just spoken about is there's so much on the table that I feel like Hollywood needs to take more pay attention to, just like take from this pool of characters and stories instead of doing sequels and reboots all the time.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
How many titles did we just mention that have completely different stories to every single one of them?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still have one more I didn't even list.
And we could keep going on. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. We could just keep going
for like 40 minutes.
But this will be the. I'll say this is the last one I'll talk about. But Earthbound.
Yeah, with
essentially it's Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could essentially Earthbound is Stranger Things in a sense.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, I agree with you though. There's just this pool of opportunity with all these games, and you know, I feel like there's a small part that it's difficult to make something in such a way where it's going to appease everybody. I mean, they showed that it's possible with the Mario Brothers movie. Because a lot of people there's a lot of controversy that Toad didn't sound the same. Mario didn't sound like the original Mario, you know, like those kind of things. And it's like, who are you going to truly appeal to at that point? Like, you know, if you're going to appeal to the video game cast, then great, appeal to them. But, you know, the numbers need to be big. So you're going to get these big ticket players and get them into the movie and make it the way you need to.
Yeah. And I guess to piggyback off that too, like that's a like that movie was played everywhere around the world. It's continental, like I'm assuming big in Asia. It was played everywhere. It wasn't just America streamlined, it was everywhere. International, on an international level.
So it had, as long as they pay homage, which they did, like the original voice actor of Mario, he was in there briefly as their weird uncle or the weird guy.
He played 3 different characters. He played the uncle, he played Giuseppe, and then he played somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah. But see, that's
awesome.
good to how they played homage to the characters. And it's the argument we're having right now is the same thing like people have with when books are turned into movies.
Yeah, it's sure.
Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe.
That too, which only lasted, I think, 3 movies, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think just 2.
No, Prince Caspian, Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, and Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then...
Yep, and then...
and then they cut it off.
Straight.
Yeah, like there's just there's so much opportunity that it's almost overwhelming in a sense, because now they've opened a whole new world of movies to other companies that want to attempt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that it's been done well, that's the thing. Because before it was always done badly.
Well, that's exactly right, which is why I fully agree now that the video game curse is ended.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Sonic pushed it. That did reasonably well. And now with The Last of Us, Super Mario, and Twisted Metal Horizon, I feel like that video game curse is completely gone, that it can be done right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also helps to have like a wide range of actors, actresses as well. Like there's a very broad range of acting available.
And I think with, you know, the diverse talent of, you know, actors now, and just like that, you can take people and they can understand it and like understand the role. Because like Jack Black was the guy to do Bowser, and he was emotionally invested in it. Like,
Mr. Mark my words on the he's just come past on the YouTube streams like Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Why
I think
did we
already
not
had it.
talk about that?
that is true.
Why are we
Yeah.
not
Well,
bringing that
because
up?
we talked about Summer Games Fest with the new game coming out. I felt like, can't be redundant.
Well, and
And
we
then
already
keep talking
had
about Mortal Kombat.
a movie with 2 of them, and then we had a
Yeah.
remake just like 2 years ago, which was
Was good.
okay.
Which was a good remake.
It was.
Yeah.
a good
I
remake.
thought it was okay. Like the acting could have been better, but I think the fight scenes were great.
I think you do.
Kano
give
was
and
the MVP.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's past me the damn croissant or the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
Yeah.
Kano's one of my favorites on the Mortal Kombat roster.
Hmm.
He's just a ball of energy.
So funny, but like as you were saying, you get these big name actors that understand what these roles are about. And one of the best things about The Last of Us as well is that you had the original creators of the game working on the TV show.
That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it, I think. Because I think if you were to take, for example, if you were to take Ratchet and Clank, but you didn't work with the developers, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to truly understand what the story is unless you thoroughly played through the game and, can piece everything together. But working with the game developers directly and, including them in some form is only going to benefit the movie. It's not going to do any harm.
No, and they better do that for God of War.
Yeah, they better.
They
probably will. It's Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon money.
Exactly.
Jeff Bezos just reaching his pocket and that's it.
Oh no, here's another million. Oh shit. Oh, another million. Oh, they're just everywhere in my house.
He uses $100 bills to sneeze in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, light a cigar. This is my 10th cigar today.
There are people standing outside his garbage cans digging through $100 bills.
This has got sneeze on it, but it still works. I'll take it. But no. Well, look, guys, I think that's. Thank you very much for those suggestions. That was a great conversation, which I think was a good, probably, I think 40 minutes of this episode.
Oh,
was dedicated to that.
Seriously.
It could have been another 2 hours if we were to
probably
just sit
could've.
here and just start really rolling them out. Because there's 2 more still that I didn't even list, but I'm not gonna.
Tyler.
Can't open the bag.
Yeah, you'll have to come back on the show to say the list.
Definitely.
You got to be with us, man. You got to come. You got to come with us. You got to roll with our crew.
Done. You tell me when and where, and I'll be there.
Make it
Will
happen.
do.
Once we get season 2 up and rolling, I already got you listed. I got my guest star lists. You're on top. So, which my sister's gonna be pissed about because she's been asking me to be on the podcast for months.
Oh, Marissa's not gonna be happy.
Love you, Marissa. Thanks for
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening and being upset.
No, I'll be totally down for that. And do you guys have any last words?
No, just come hang out, listen to the Lights Camera Rant, go look at his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of amazing content, very knowledgeable. Dude is a newscasting machine, which is great. We need that because for people like me who just 40% of the stuff comes up just out of nowhere, it's nice to have something that I can go to and be like, oh yeah, this is happening. Like,
that's a thing.
So it's good to have that. So we were just stoked to be working with another creator. We're just starting out creating stuff ourselves. We're, coming up with ideas and doing things, and like just the cross, collaboration of doing this is just super cool. And it's like you being all the way out in Australia, we're up in America. Like it's cool to just have the connection there. So it's cool to have that.
No, of course. And you're only a small little trip across the pond.
Yep.
Yeah, just an 18-hour flight or something like that.
I could skip a rock to you.
Such a long flight.
It really is. Are you in Sydney?
Melbourne.
Okay, gotcha.
And the last time I went over there, I think I was jet lagged for about 2 or 3 days.
I bet.
It'd be like 2 or 3 months for me, man. I could not get over jet lag.
And it was just weird going back in time as well.
I bet. And we have to go forward in time. Like, you've already experienced some
It's tomorrow there.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, we're still in Sunday. It's still the weekend for us.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to be raining tomorrow. Heads up, and it's cloudy with a 10% of rain.
With a chance of meatballs?
Hey, we need that
Yeah.
here in the desert of Phoenix, Arizona. We need it. So please bring that over.
Same thing in California.
Yeah.
But
no, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show. I really appreciate every single one of you. You're the first time I've had this many guests actually on the show at once, which is really awesome.
Making history.
Yeah.
First time for everything.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And please, for everyone listening, go check out their channel. The sky's the limit for these guys. And the show's great. And I can't wait to see where you guys do in the next 12 months. I'll be right there as one of your biggest listeners.
Thank you so much, Lee, for having us. We appreciate it.
We're coming back, too. We're coming back.
It's been awesome.
I'll hold you to that.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming back.
So.
We'll come back.
All right, guys. Until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.